and great honor to introduce His Excellency Ambassador Humayun Kabir. Ambassador Kabir attended University of Paris and Academy of International Law, The Hague, the Netherlands. He has a degree in law and political science. He is a career diplomat and served in posts in India and Fiji. He also served as counselor to the Bangladesh mission to the United Nations. He has participated as a delegate to United Nations General Assembly 5 times. Prior to his assignment in the United States as an ambassador, he also served as ambassador to Nepal, High Commissioner to Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Honorable Ambassador Humayun Kabir.
I think it was an interesting introduction for me to the USBBF. I heard about that, but I didn't know that you have so much of good stories to share with us this afternoon. And I was really impressed by the experience of our friends who visited Bangladesh and found out exciting milieu there, let me put it that way. We have a great future for the simple fact that globalization has created opportunities for everyone. In the sense that when it started, say a few years or a few decades back, people used to say it was the Western model of development, economic development. But in recent years, the good news is that now people are talking that globalization has become a developing world process as well. At the end, I should say I'm a great believer in the capacity of the human beings, and my feeling is that as we are exploring new horizons of life, as technology is supporting us, as people are becoming the drivers of growth, as against some segments of the population in earlier phase of our development, I think we have a great future to look forward to. And if we look at the world geographically, it is a shifting world now. We are seeing new centers of global growth is coming from Asia now. China and India, ASEAN countries are rated to be the next giants. And some estimates say that by 2025, perhaps 48% of the global wealth will be created in Asia. And that's a good news for Bangladesh. And when you are saying that Bangladesh is an exciting place, yes, we are in the same neighborhood. People say that a person is known by the company he keeps. I say that, well, a country is known by the neighborhood it lives. So we are in a good neighborhood. We are in a neighborhood that has a great future. So Bangladesh is a great place to look at. And from our internal perspective, I will give you an idea about what is happening in Bangladesh. Those who do business, you know it from your personal experience, but from the policy side or from the macro side, I will try to give you an idea of what is happening. Look at how Bangladesh has evolved during the last 35 years. Rise to know that agriculture now contributes only less than 20% of our GDP. If we add fishery with agriculture, then it comes to 20%, which contributes to our GDP. 30% of our GDP is now coming from the manufacturing sector. 50% of our GDP contribution is coming from service sector. So Bangladesh, as we knew, or sometimes we know now, is not the Bangladesh we are talking about. It is a transforming country. It is a changing country. And that has to be taken into account when we talk about Bangladesh. Let us look at other end. For the last 18 years, from 1991 to today, Bangladesh has consistently grown in terms of economic growth at 5.5% rate. Consistent. And during the last 4 years, we have grown at 6+. Last year it was 6.7%. This year, despite 2 floods, 1 cyclone, we are anticipating that we will grow by 6.2%. So that gives you an energy about how things are shaping up. In terms of the the people. Bangladesh economy is now largely driven by the private sector. It is done 95% of our people are now employed in the private sector, and the economic driver is actually the people themselves. In terms of policy, a lot of things are changing. New models are coming in, for example. Bangladesh government, this government, the caretaker government, which is there for the last 21 months, this government is generally known that they are doing a lot of political changes, putting somebody in jail, releasing and having done something, elections. We talk about all these political things. The least talked about issues are the policy reforms that are done at the economic level. This government has done enormous amount of economic reform to liberalize the economy, to free up the economy, to really tap into the potential, the human potential for economic growth. And recently, the government has formed a Bangladesh Better Business Forum. This is a body that has been created to forge better coordination between the government and the private entrepreneurs in Bangladesh. And I would say that it has been doing great job so far. They have come up with a lot of recommendations how economy can be more activated, can be more opportunities can be created, and so on and so forth. And in terms of models, Bangladesh is creating a new model. I'm sure you know that Prof. Yunus has come up with a social business model. He has created one model to fight poverty. Another gentleman from the BRAC, Hassan, he has done one model to fight illiteracy. And now Prof. Yunus has come up with another business model, they call it social business model. So that is another thing. Bangladesh is not, the creativity, the entrepreneurial character of the Bangladeshi people is reflected in these kind of things. And in terms of our mission priority, let me touch on this issue because you have mentioned certain elements here. In terms of our diplomatic priority in the US, we are now shifting from political to economic areas. 3 areas. Managing the image is a very important thing, and the world, the post-perceptional world or post-industrial world that we are living now, the perception is very important, how we look at things, and then only one can look at things from a positive perspective. The second is the investment, trade and investment area. 3 areas here we are focusing. One is expanding the trade, and you'll be happy to know that we are currently working at the Congress with regard to the passage of a bill entitled New Partnership for Development Act. This bill was introduced by Congressman Jim McDonald from Washington State back in October 2007. We are working on this bill, and this bill proposes to offer duty-free entry of products from all least developed countries, including Bangladesh. And for the simple fact that Bangladesh is the leader of the least developed countries, we are the coordinator currently of this group. We are leading the process, and we are hopeful that something will come out. We are working with all the stakeholders, and we believe that if we can get this passed, Bangladesh business in the US will expand many times more. The next area is the investment, attracting the foreign investment. And you have already mentioned, you have shared your experience, but I believe Bangladesh is an exciting investment ground, because the moment we get this duty-free entry of our products in the US, we can tell you that a lot of people will rush to Bangladesh to take that advantage. At this time, we are exporting $3.2 billion worth of Bangladeshi ready-made garments to the US market. And that, again, you will be surprised to know, we are paying 17% tax or tariff on that, which comes to $523 million this year. So we are paying $500 million worth of tariff for our products in the US.